Hello everyone, my name is Stephanie and I'm working with Swap Meet Justice, Contamos con Todos, and today I will present on census history. So what is the US Census of 2020? It is a way to be counted and it is administered by the US Census Bureau, which is the largest statistical agency of the United States. Who needs to be counted? Well, everyone needs to be counted, which includes people who live in the continent of the US, Alaska, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and the Pacific Islands. So a little history of the first census ever is that it was in 1790 and it consisted of 6 questions. The first question being the names of all the family members in your household. Number 2, the number of free white males. Number 3, the number of free white males under the age of 16. Number 4, the number of free white females. Number 5, the number of free other persons, which would be people of color like Latinx folks. And number 6, the number of slaves. And the purpose of the census back then was so that they could count only free white men who owned property and they can see who was allowed to vote. So why is it important to fill your census? It's important because it determines how many representatives each state gets in Congress and the number of seats each state has in the House of Representatives. It also affects how the federal agencies will distribute billions of money of federal funds to each state, and those funds will go into building new roads, new shopping centers, hospitals, transportation, fire stations, and this includes, like how many resources each school will have for textbooks and educational opportunities, where hospitals will be built, and it really affects the resources that you'll gain in your communities. Given the history of the US Census, it's obvious that some people may have hesitation with filling it out and may feel fear. But that goes on to the next slide, which, sorry, give me a moment, it's not loading. There you go. So the safety and submission part aspect is that, like I said, a lot of people have a fear with it, but according to a federal law in the census, is that the information cannot be disclosed. So that means undocumented folks, for example, will not need to fear having their information being shared. It does not ask for your social security. All it asks for is your full name, address, and people living in your household. And you can fill out the census through phone or mail, and there's an online version which you'll need to go to my2020census.gov and then asked to fill out the questionnaire or start the questionnaire. And that's where you'll have access to actually see the questions in case I missed anything. But like I said, I just wanted to share the history of the census to really understand why some of us may feel hesitant or uncertain to fill it out. But I think it's just really important to acknowledge that it's not something that you should be afraid of. And in fact, it's going to help in your community. So thank you for listening. And I hope this encourages you to go out and start your questionnaire so that you can be counted and represented in your community. Thank you.